It's Tottenham up next for Liverpool, an away fixture in the Premier League. And although the graph looks positive right now, but it's absolutely of no use if we can't start dominating and winning games at this point in the season. So, welcome to Marching Reds. I am Aman Chima, and here I am to preview the game between Tottenham Hotspur and Liverpool going to be played in the Premier League this weekend. So, let's begin right away. As of now, the table looks really tight. Although, yes, you can say that the first few teams, Arsenal, City, and Aston Villa, they look much closer. And then there's a significant drop off for the fourth spot. But Liverpool, with 26 points, are just 2 points away from the top four spot. And yeah, I mean, the fact that we are playing a team like Tottenham, it is very crucial that we get a victory here because we can start explaining the whole context, the whole bigger picture thing again. But if we really want to revive this season, a victory here is very crucial. So, setting the context a little bit more about the game, in the last few games, Arne Slot has looked a little bit more confident in his team selections. He has looked a lot more confident in the way he has handled the Salah situation and the fact that he's now away to AFCON. Maybe that was just something that we had to take care in the most professional way possible. And as a fan, I believed we did that because, of course, it's the club that matters the most. And then it's the manager and then it's the player. So the fact that we got a touch of every element in the Brighton game, like Liverpool won, Arne Slot got his moment, so did Mohamed Salah. We couldn't have asked for anything more. And now is actually the time to start gaining momentum, getting those crucial points, and hopefully make at least the teams who are up above actually feel our worth, because a lot has happened. Like if you compare the first 8 games of the season to the last 8 games of the season, it is like the opposite curve. We started winning, then we lost, and in the last 8 games or so, we were losing. Then we sort of tried to climb up the table as well. And now, once we are like almost halfway through the season, December, January, February, a lot can happen. And we need to be right in the mix of things to make sure that things fall in our favor, only because we've earned our luck, we've earned our way, and we totally deserve it. So, talking about the team, Cody Gakpo is still out, and Dominic Soboslai had a scare in the last game against Brighton, but according to the reports, he should be fine. Connor Bradley, who was suspended against the Brighton game, should be back. Joe Gomez might still be unavailable. Frimpong, he would be a welcome return to the team, although I would doubt he would start this game. I mean, I would love to see him come off the bench and get those 15-20 minutes in his leg so that he can also be an asset that we might use him in the upcoming games. And is there any more injury? No, like apart from Salah, given the fact that he's got international duty. Wish him well. Wish he wins the cup for his country, because even he has faced a lot, so has Egypt. I mean, they've not been the top team in Africa, but my wishes are with Mo, and I would love to see him get that trophy back to his nation. Talking about Liverpool now, what sort of formation and how would Arne Slot would line up? Again, it would be more on the expected lines. I wouldn't be seeing a lot of changes unnecessarily. So Alisson in goal, Connor Bradley would start as the right back, Konate Van Dijk as the centre back pairing. Milos Kerkez should get a nod in only because we've got this whole week to recover, rest, and go right back at it. And I genuinely hope that this week was a much needed break for all the players, because they've been through a lot. Physically, yes, the games were intense, but mentally also, when the things are not going for you, You just need that elite level mentality which makes you go again and again and again. So I just hope that we utilize this week in the most best way possible. And although there was some EFL Cup action during the week, and now I'm just glad that we weren't a part of it, because it's been a tough season, and the only way we can get through is by sticking together. And with this week and the next week, in which we still don't have any midweek games, we should use it to the best of our abilities and make sure that as soon as the first whistle blows in this game and in the game next week, we are right at it. Let's not be complacent, let's not take anything for granted, and let's earn our victory. So coming back to the 11, we had Allison in goal. Back four was Bradley, Konate, Van Dijk, Kirkes. In the midfield, Gravenberch, Jones, they've looked lively, they should start. Szoboszlai would also get a start for me. And now there are only 3 spots left. Ekitike will get a start. Now should I go for a McAllister, Wirtz, Isaac? Like, these are the options that I have. But what I would go for, it would be Florian Wirtz on the left wing. And I think Isaac and Ekitike would get the nod for me, because every game that we play against Spurs, it's like a high scoring game, or you do expect a lot of goals in there. And in this particular game, uh, we could either see a 4-4-2 sort of a formation, or like a 4-2-2-2 with like Szoboszlai and Florian Wirtz operating as 2 number 10s right behind Isaac and Ekitike. That is something that I would be really eager to see if Arne Slot does decide to go with that approach, because Tottenham, they haven't looked very consistent, similar to what like we've seen from Brighton. And like in the Brighton game, although we scored 2 goals, we got a clean sheet, but we all know, like those people who saw that game knew that had it been a different day, the scoreline would have been completely different. Not saying that Liverpool would have not won the game, but like definitely it would have been more goals for Liverpool, and similarly more goals for Brighton as well. So given the fact that we're playing Tottenham, who like to go forward but they are defensively vulnerable too, according to me, I think Liverpool in both aspects, like offensively and defensively, are a little superior to Tottenham. But having said that, you still need to fight, drive, and be intense enough to win on the day. So that is the reason why I would go with front two with Isaac Ekitike and Florian Wirtz, Szoboszlai slotting right behind them, and McAllister can come in the second half, and so can Jeremy Frimpong, because we can have a nice rotation with Szoboszlai being called off, because you don't want to risk him too much, because he's been the guy for Liverpool. And if we are in a comfortable position, we can throw in Frimpong ahead of Bradley, and let's see how that dynamic works out. And yeah, Cody Gakpo still remains out. It would be interesting to see if Arne Slot does decide to, first of all, change a lot of players, and secondly, use his 5 substitutions, because you've got this whole week's rest. After this game, you've got another week's rest. So yeah, it would be interesting to see how he rotates his players, and it would be interesting to see on what sort of situation does he take those calls. Like, would it be a 60-minute performance from somebody, or depending on the situation, would he like to throw a player like Rio Ngamua or Federico Chiesa, who've contributed in the season previously but have not gotten a lot more playing time recently? So yeah, it would be quite interesting to see. But having said that, I'm expecting nothing short of 3 points from Liverpool. It should be a game that Liverpool should be winning, and not being cocky or arrogant here, just telling you what I feel. And yeah, I mean, these are one of the games where if you start dropping points, then there is absolutely nothing that you can build on, because in the last 3 or 4 games or so, you've been unbeatable. Although you've not won every game, but like you've looked in and around of winning the game in every game that we've played, starting from the Sunderland game, the Leeds game. Yes, you've got your defensive frailties over there, but against Inter, which looked like a tough, tricky away fixture in Europe, you went there without Mohamed Salah within that situation and won. You won against Brighton, and now it's all the more important that you continue with that momentum, because if you are not accruing points, then there is no point of debating a top four finish or a title run in, because the first step to every little title race or a top four race or such sort of debate or such sort of argument is that you start winning games, you start putting in those performances, and if you are looking at the up, that is when the people who, or like the teams who are above you, can start noticing and start feeling you, that if they are not on their toes, Liverpool is right there to catch them off guard. So that is what I feel every Liverpool fan should tune in with that mindset and just get your team across the line. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be a tricky game because you never know how it's going to fall. Last season it was 6-3 to Liverpool. At one stage it was 5-1, and then suddenly it became 5-3. Although you were comfortable, but you knew that, like, okay, let's not make something uncomfortable happen here. So just avoid that. Let's have a brilliant game. Let's have a dominant performance, and let's behave, and let's play, more importantly, like the Premier League champions, which we are. So you let me know in the comment section on how you thought about this video. Let me know how you think Arne Slot should approach this game. Let me know your score predictions, and yeah, I'll be having a look, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. And till then, take care.